Hello folks, it's Jason. Some of you may know me also as Macho Wolf. I've got some big things to discuss today. It's not going to be real easy to do all of that either, because this is coming really from the heart. But as you may notice on the title of my video, it says Charity Wrestling Event. And there's a big reason for that. I know a lot of people put on wrestling benefits for this or that over the years, but I'm hoping to do something pretty big myself. And I'm hoping that Jeff Jarrett will see this and I can get him to help me with it. I'd love to have TNA's involvement. If ROH, if the people in charge there would love to be involved, of course I'd welcome them too. Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, because I would love to be able to, and as well as any great veteran wrestlers, I would love for you to be a part of this as well. Just so you know, I do have the Rock and Roll Express interested in working the event. For those of you who don't know, look up the 1980s NWA tag teams, and you will see that we're talking about one of the all-time great teams. And sure, they're probably 10-15 years past their prime, but for a good cause, I think a lot of people can forgive. The whole, oh well, you're too old to be doing this. Oh, you're too young. You're too green. This is for a good cause. Let's leave the, oh, I don't like this type or that type out the door. Thing is when I was younger, I trained to become a professional wrestler. And the first time it got taken away from me was my 21st birthday, and I nearly got beaten to death by my roommates. I ran scared. Stopped talking to anybody in the wrestling industry, just got out of it. I disappeared from it. Something I kicked myself for years. And then I tried to train for a comeback. My first day in the ring, my first day, I'm having so much trouble because things have changed in me, that I didn't realize had changed in me. And I'm struggling in ways I didn't do the first time. And then to top it all off, I go to the bathroom. I get out of the ring and I go to the bathroom and I proceed, I just think I need to do my business, and I had a seizure. Time I came to, nobody had checked on me. Nobody thought to check on me. They just thought maybe I was probably taking a royal dump. I don't know. Well, needless to say, I retired out immediately. I left, and I never looked back. I knew I couldn't trust myself in the ring, and therefore I didn't want to be responsible because somebody got hurt or killed because I had a seizure and they broke their neck, or they broke their arm or their leg because I couldn't wrestle. Well, that still hurts, and I want that one last time, at the very least, to be involved at least in wrestling. If it leads to other opportunities, that's a blessing, but I'm not counting on it. My main concern, though, is that I can help some great kids, at St. Jude Children's Hospital, who have epilepsy. I want to be able to help them, make sure that they're getting their medicines, making sure they're getting testing, making sure also that there's good money going into research to help find a cure. And that's something that's very heartfelt to me, and for good reason. I don't want other people having to go through what I have to go through on a daily basis. Right now I'm struggling so bad when it comes to money. I'm not working. Nobody will hire me because of these seizures, because I'm too big of a medical risk, and I can't get insurance, so I can't get the medication I need to be able to get the job. Now I've got other issues on top of it, my heart, post-traumatic stress disorder, and other stuff, but that's neither here nor there. The biggie is the seizures. And because of that, I can't work. And the government's telling me, screw you, go die, we're not going to help you either. That's literally what the state of California has told me. Not in that exact terminology, but that's pretty much what they've told me. And guess what? So have the lawyers. They've said, I have no case. Too bad, suck it up. If that's not working, go die. We don't care. We're not taking your case. And that was a literal quote from one of the attorneys I spoke to. Well, it doesn't sit well with me, but, what can you do? But the thing is I really want to put on this event. And I would love to get TNA's involvement, ROH, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, AAA, whoever is willing to come and help me talk to the Maloofs here in Sacramento and try to get Arco Arena booked for this event. That's really where I want to see it happen. I want to see us be able to sell out the event. I'm hoping to put on Dream Match. My hope, if I can get TNA's involvement and I can get the right guys on the indie circuit, and some guys who are kind of hesitant to get back in to wrestling, that I'm hoping to put on Dream Match, something we've never seen before. And I don't want to be presumptuous, but my hope is to put on RVD versus Sting as the main event. Now, hoping that I can actually do a double main event, because I'm also hoping to put on a Jeff Jarrett versus Ric Flair match, if I can get a hold of Ric Flair. So if anyone knows how to get a hold of Ric Flair or RVD, please let me know. If you know how to get a hold of Jeff Jarrett in TNA, Bill Doug, TNA guys, I would love your involvement in this as well, because I know you have a lot of contacts in the industry. I also know that you're good guys, you care about wrestling, and you would help make sure that this show went well. And I'd love to have you guys make an appearance, as just because it's a good cause. And I don't know, I don't know what I can pay. I'm struggling. We're barely making it. My fiance's the only one working, and we're getting married in May. And even then, I don't know if I'll be able to get on her insurance, because it may just be too expensive to add me. Without me working. I don't know what's going to happen. But I do know I want to put this on and help those kids. I don't, I'm hoping that it does well and that enough people come out and support this, that not only do I get to put this wrestling event on, but that we can put it on DVD and even more money can get to go out, so that those who couldn't attend it live could see it on DVD and know that part of that money would also be going to help those kids. Now, I don't know if it's going to be possible. I don't have all the details yet. I don't, this is in this is the very base of the planning stages, so, that's why I need a lot of help out there from a lot of people to make this happen. So if you're interested, please let me know. Thank you. God bless all of you. And I hope to hear from a lot of you very, very soon. Thank you.